Good morning, trading world. It is March 30th, 2022, 7:28 a.m. on the East Coast, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the SPY. The title for today's outlook: technically speaking, today's two-day pattern will tell or say a lot. The technically speaking is referring to a candlestick pattern. Yesterday's candle was basically a pause candle for me, meaning wait to see what the next candle tells you. A bearish candle today confirms a reversal is near. Reminder: bonds have a small range to stay in to keep things happy in the markets. Remember a couple days back in the outlook, I framed the bonds have to stay between 155 and 146 in order to keep things copacetic in the market. Anything higher will mess with financials. Anything lower will take apart tech. And that's pretty much where we are. Also, VIX has crushed all the way back to the 19 handle. I can't remember what outlook it was, but I basically spelled it out what would happen once VIX got down to the low 20s, high teens being crushed back. It would kind of slow down the price action a bit. For what we had been seeing before the last week or two, we basically been seeing price action that has been covering ranges that normally take a week. We've seen that price action cover these ranges in a matter of a day or two. And that's what happens when you have an elevated VIX. It kind of speeds things up. And as we see the crushing down of VIX, we're starting to get that slowdown, and price action is kind of coming back to normal. I've had a great time being able to trade futures again, with things kind of getting back to a normal pace, and being able to see price action not jump off the dome while trading futures, which makes it nearly impossible to trade futures with any type of stop. So with all of that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the key levels of the day. Alright, here we are with the key levels of the day. Starting on the resistance side, we have jack resistance at 460 to 461 area, queen resistance at the 462 to 463 area, and king resistance at the 464 to 469 area. On the support side, jack support is starting at 459 to the 458 area. Queen support is 457 down to the 456 area, and king support is 455 to the 452 area. The thesis for today. The main thesis is bearish, closing below 461.55 with a projected lower target of about 455 down to 450. The alternate thesis is bullish, closing above 461.55 with a projected high or target of 462.60 to the 463 area. The time frame in control is now the hourly, as the daily is now in overbought territory, but at some point later in the day it reverts back to the larger time frame, which is the weekly right now. The current channel we're in is 453 all the way up to 463, with the next minor channel being 443 to the 453 area, and the next minor channel above goes from 463 up to 470. Let's bring up the scenarios of the day. Alright, the first scenario of the day is a range day structure. We could look to set a decision area upper boundary around the Jack or Queen resistance area before chopping lower, and then a visit back to the upper boundaries. Today seems like more so of a standard range day, even though it is an expiration day, which usually means things can kind of get crazy. Right now, with vol kind of coming back to normal, it's a little hard to kind of see past as things come down in real time. But the highest probability today is a range day structure. I mean, at some point we're going to cross over the previous close and come back across the previous close at some point. So that is the first scenario. Let's get to the next one. The next scenario is a rounded reversal day type structure. We could get a continued push lower towards Jack or Queen support area and find midday chop around either the Queen or King support area before spending the same energy we used coming down to go back up the second half of the day. Also beware of the vice versa on the rounded reversal, which would look pretty much like this. So that's the second scenario, rounded reversal day type structure, and let's get to the last scenario. Alright, our last scenario is a trend day down. We open gap down and start with a slight rally back towards the previous close, and usually you find resistance on or before that previous close, then begin the downtrend for the morning. We find midday chop around either our possible Queen or King support area, and then come out usually with a head fake to continue the morning trend on the second half of the day, but at some point finding our way to kind of do a kind of slight rally into the close. So that's our trend day down structure. The scenario number 2, which was the rounded reversal day type, and the trend day down day type have relatively the same probability for happening today. It's not a lot to differentiate what will take place. So those are the scenarios of the day. Those of you who view the videos, I would like to take this time to thank you for your feedback. thank you for listening and liking and commenting on the videos. I must tell you that April is coming up, and I will probably be taking a vacation or some vacation time soon in April, which for me may be taking almost or close to a month off. Vacation times, I may still trade. I may not just be as active, or may not be able to post the outlooks in the morning, but I may try to come around or pick up in chat or on Reddit every once in a while. But just wanted to give you a heads up. I'll let you know specifically once I firm up my plans in April. But just wanted to give you a heads up. Again, thank you. And as traders, I like to encourage you always to make sure you understand and know your risk for each trade or position you take. Because as a trader, the most important thing to you is your capital. So you must protect it at all costs. And as always, wishing you a positive trading day. Have a great one.